Paul wrote a letter. It is known as the letter to the Galatians. This letter is important. It talks about freedom in Christ. Paul was an apostle. He preached the good news about Jesus. He started many churches. One of these churches was in Galatia. The Galatians were turning away from Paul's message. They were listening to false teachers. These teachers said that people must follow Jewish laws to be saved. Paul wrote this letter to correct them. He wanted them to return to the true gospel. He wanted to remind them of their freedom in Christ. Paul starts his letter with a greeting. He doesn't offer a typical greeting. It is not a warm and friendly one. He says, "Grace to you and peace." This is unusual. It is a strong statement. Paul is emphasizing God's grace. He's reminding the Galatians that they are saved by grace, not by works of the law. Paul is shocked. He is angry. He can't believe the Galatians are turning away. He thought they understood the gospel. Paul is astonished. The Galatians are accepting a different gospel. This is very serious. There is only one true gospel. The false teachers were promoting a different message. They were saying that following Jewish customs was necessary for salvation. This was wrong. It was a distortion of the truth. Paul calls it a different gospel. He is being ironic. This false gospel is no gospel at all. It is a lie. It is a perversion of the true message of Christ. Paul defends his authority. He is an apostle. He was chosen by God. He did not receive his message from humans. He received his gospel directly from Jesus Christ. He was appointed by God to preach. He is not a self-proclaimed apostle. Paul's apostleship is important. It shows that his message is from God. It is not his own invention. He's a trustworthy messenger. Section 5. The source of Paul's gospel. A divine revelation. Paul did not invent his gospel. It came from a divine revelation. Jesus Christ revealed it to him. This revelation was a personal experience. Paul saw the risen Jesus. This experience changed his life. He went from persecuting Christians to preaching Christ. Paul emphasizes the source of his message. He wants the Galatians to know his gospel is not from humans, it is from God himself. Section 6. False gospels condemned. A stark warning. Paul warns against false teachers. He pronounces a curse on them. He says, "Let him be accursed." This is a serious warning. He is not being unkind. He is protecting the gospel. He is defending the truth. He is concerned for the Galatian souls. Paul wants to make it clear those who preach a false gospel are in danger. They are under God's judgment. Their message is harmful. Section 7. Paul's past life, a persecutor of the church. Paul shares his testimony. He was once a persecutor of the church. He hated Christians. He persecuted them relentlessly. He was a Pharisee. Pharisees were very strict. They followed Jewish law meticulously. Paul was zealous for his beliefs. Paul is being transparent. He wants the Galatians to know his past. He was an enemy of the gospel. He understands the mindset of legalism. Section 8. Transformation and acceptance from enemy to apostle. Paul's life changed dramatically. He encountered Jesus. He was transformed. He became a believer. He was accepted by the apostles. They recognized his calling. They welcomed him as a brother. Paul's transformation is remarkable. He went from persecutor to preacher. He became a leading figure in the early church. Section 9. The enduring message of Galatians, freedom in Christ. Galatians is a powerful letter. It is relevant today. It reminds us of the freedom we have in Christ. We are saved by grace, not by works. We are not under the law. We are free from legalism. We are free to live for Christ. Galatians teaches us about God's grace. It teaches us about the danger of legalism. It teaches us about the true meaning of the gospel.